That's actually a vague statement. Let me expound upon that. It's all because of warping. It's all because of the probe. And then I just stop and look at you and expect you to be like, yep. Well, I mean, in the end game, both armies maxed. Let's say both players have a lot of money in the bank, more than enough to replenish their existing maxed army. If they get into an engagement and a lot of stuff starts to die, Protoss can immediately replenish with 20 gateways, warp in everything, and then swing forward. Terran has to begin building at each of those barracks, then it takes some amount of time to finish, and then when they're done, they have to walk to where the rest of the army is. So it ends up being about 45 seconds to a minute to begin rebuilding the actual feel of a Terran player. So what we'll see Protosses do is defend, 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 hang on, wait, just chill, and then begin working their way forward, and suddenly huge engagement, and
just like that.
Oh my God, that came across great in this microphone. That picked that up fantastically. This was tuned to that sort of noise. And the funny thing is that for any of you who don't know about production, when I talk, I hear myself echo in my own ears, and that's because these are like soundproof headphones. So there's a ton of noise in the area. So if I couldn't, then I'd just be yelling and I would blow my voice out. So.
You heard that perfectly clear.
Yeah, it literally was like inside my eardrums. I felt like someone farted into my brain.
Neoplanet S is the first map. What'd you think about this for these two players in this matchup?
Like that map.
You like
quite
that
a bit.
map?
What makes it very tricky is the fact that there's really 4 big attack paths. There's the inner ring, the outer ring, the top lane, the bottom lane for each of those. So the outside is where we end up seeing a lot of drop play. The inside is where we'll see the Terran just sort of identify where the Protoss is out of position. Music. D-Apollo going to hyperventilate.
Look at that. Let that sink in. Listen to that. That is the sound of MVP marching his way to map number 1. Neoplanet S against Alicia. Oh boy. Team Axiom against Team LGIM here live in Seoul, South Korea. And it begins here. The winner's match of Group B, the round of 16. Up here to the top right as the blue Terran. It is, of course, the 4-time GSL champion, MVP.
And down on this ever-critical winner's match, the opponent for MVP from Team Axiom, it is Alicia. Such an excellent player, but has had kind of a heartbreaking series of career moments where second place, gone for a long time, almost quit, came back, played in WCS America, and there's an unusual pressure that a lot of the Korean players will feel when playing in some of these foreign divisions.
I mean, sorry.
Yeah, well, I mean, like if you lose to the foreigners and get knocked out, that's considered really, that's just painful. That hurts. That hurts you deep.
Game paused.
Alicia pausing to just reflect on those comments. Well, Alicia almost was eliminated. Barely edged out Snoot to be here.
Yeah, 3 wins to 2. Very close.
When he was down 1-2 as well.
Alicia, well, he's getting into the habit of that. He did lose his first game against Kangho as well to win 2-1. So if he loses his first game, Alicia fans, no worries.
But if he wins this game, this is going to ruin him. He will win that first game.
Yes, my favorite player won the first map, but Day9 and Apollo said.
Well, statistically, his career is over now. Well, I mean, that's the thing, is that I feel like Alicia is one of these players who is showing up here with something to prove. He has so narrowly avoided getting those first place wins in those huge moments, and he so deserves it too. I mean, it was amazing to sit behind him and watch him practice for 2 or 3 hours yesterday.
I think what they're looking at here, Day9, is I think Alicia thought the game was not on faster, and they were looking in the options. It looks like it is on faster. I'm not too sure. It's quite a big thing to notice something like that. Obviously he's not going to be like, I'm wrong. Like, I'm sorry. I guess I was wrong.
Well, I mean, if you play Starcraft as much as Alicia, that would be like everyone in your life speaking to you in slow motion, and you're like, what's going on? Why is everyone so weird today? Hello, D-Apollo.
Hello, Day9. And that's what it would be like for
That would be like
Alicia
for him. That's crazy.
You
That
know,
sounds-
and everyone in chat and everyone at home's like, oh my god, that is really weird.
I would call in the life referees to be like, can you get everyone to just be normal?
That's exactly what he's saying, but about the map.
But you know what the funny thing is? It might not be the speed. We're literally conjecturing here because what we can see right now is Alicia looking to the right, and that's it. That is as much as we know. So at this point in time, it looks like we're just going to try to let Alicia get the opportunity to talk to the refs, sort everything out. MVP patiently waiting, getting an update from the referee.
It was just a network issue, from what I've been told, that may have caused a little hiccup in the game.
Yep.
But we'll be jumping into that momentarily. Look at that, MVP has a look. There's a hand behind him.
Oh my God! There's just this. Oh, that guy came out of nowhere.
That was weird.
That was creepy, man.
It was like one of those fake hands you get on Halloween. You just like, stick it on his shoulder.
It was like that arm from Jurassic Park, the rest of which had actually been eaten by a velociraptor. And he didn't even ask for the pause. MVP was going to play with that dismembered arm on his back, and that is what makes him the king of wings.
It did look weird. He's the king of wings. Well, let's see how he's going to do in Heart of the Swarm. So far, he's had a pretty good Heart of the Swarm run, to be honest. I think his first tournament was the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship, got 3rd and 4th place, which is a pretty good result.
Who won that tournament?
The World Championship. Ooh, you put me on the spot. I casted it as well. Was it Dream? No, Dream was... No. That was Katowice. The World Championship. Oh, dear me. I've got to look. I actually got to cheat. It's really weird because I
want to say 4GG was in the finals.
No,
of course not. No. Oh, how? Ugh.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna find out. So
I cannot remember as well.
I can't even remember who's in the finals, and it wasn't that long ago. Yoda versus First in the finals. That's right.
Won by
Yoda. MVP was 3rd and Yonghao was 4th, or 3rd, 4th, equal. So yeah, I couldn't believe I forgot that. But yeah, so MVP, 3rd and 4th at the Intel Extreme Masters. He then played in the MLG Invite Tournament that you were at not so long ago.
Yeah.
Went through, it was 32 players, he got round of 16 before getting knocked out by MC, who at that point was changing the game around by opening it with Phoenixes and whatnot. Really
Mass
threw him out.
Oracle and all the Terran players like, it's like 4 Oracles show up 20 seconds before Stim's done, and they just and then they're dead.
Just like that.
This started out with a story of how good MVP is at Heart of the Swarm and turned into a Marine impersonation.
That his 3rd tournament was, or league tournament was WCS Europe, which he won. So those 3 are pretty good, I'd say, for consistency. And now we're about to see if he can move on to the round of 8, if he's able to beat Alicia here.
They remade the map on Neoplanet S just to avoid any sort of a network glitch issue catastrophe.
Oh, look, they got in-ears. The non-Koreans have in ears. That means they're currently listening to Doha and Monte Cristo.
Oh, darn.
Because they're casting on the main stage next to the Koreans at the moment. We'll be there later. We'll be up there later, won't we?
That's right. Actually, when we're done with Group B, we're going to be doing Group C immediately thereafter. Group C, SOS, Hero, Symbol, and 4GG.
Yes,
last players. So that's going to be a really nice group.
I'm actually a big fan of SOS.
He's my
I heard
player
a lot about
to
him
watch.
being this kind of new age Protoss player to check out. And I didn't watch a lot of his games because I was doing a lot of WCS EU, but I spent a day watching his entire GSL run. And
wasn't
boy,
that
did I turn
fun.
into a fan straight away.
Oh, I've been watching all his Pro League games. I mean, we're seeing him build very few Colossus in PvP, relying on this Templar, Zealot, Archon, Immortal mixture that looks so dominating in the match. It just wrecks it. So it turns PvP into this really cool dynamic matchup. And in fact, a lot of the recent changes, or, such as the Warp Prism speed that I know a lot of Protosses are like, can we implement that specifically for the World Championship, please? There's 3 of us here. I'm really hoping to see a lot of that Warp Prism action kick into gear on this map, because just as the outer ring is great for drop angles for the Terran player, just as good for those Warp Prism and Warp in angles.
That's right, Neoplanet S. Lots of rings. Just looking up over there, Stefano is playing against Alive.
Oh!
And he's actually getting 2 racks at this moment.
I realize you can't see the screen. I'm like showing that and screaming. Excellent. We don't have to wait anymore. This is a match that I was so excited to watch. I was worried it wouldn't happen, but now we actually get the chance to see it happen here in the winner's match. The game has been reset up in the top right-hand corner. From Team LG, I am MVP. It's just MVP, okay?
And then down here is Axiom's Alicia. Alicia fighting! And a shout out to obviously Total Biscuit and Jenna Bain watching this right now. You clearly don't care about Stefano and Alive. You're obviously on this stream watching Alicia play. This is Ryung and Alicia's group, Axiom's group, so hello to you guys. Hope you're enjoying yourselves.
And shout out to everyone who's watching from Europe. I know that in America, I mean, you're great for watching, but right now it's 8.
I think it's probably about 4 to 5 a.m.
In Europe, yeah, it's super late, but I know a lot of people just couldn't resist. They woke up, set their alarms.
Or didn't sleep.
Yeah.
All right, so they're the 3 maps as well, so I didn't know that until now. Neoplanet S, Newkirk, then Aklon, between Alicia and MVP. MVP, with that supply depot placement, I wouldn't be surprised if, I was going to say go for a command center first, and that's something that has been coming back in. May not be on Neoplanet S though, it is quite a small map from these 2 players, just a 2-player map.
Looks like it is going to be the Reaper opening from MVP. Went for 12 barracks and then immediately 12 refinery to be able to get 50 gas for that Reaper. Almost always we see double gas out of Protoss opening up against Terran. Why? Because when the Cybernetics core finishes, you want both a Stalker and Warp Gate and the Mothership core. That's 200 gas that you need. And the only way to really do that effectively is by getting 2 geysers up swiftly, but we just see not that coming out of Alicia. Generally, this would be a unitless expand, where you just go Warp Gate, expand, Mothership core.
But upon seeing this refinery, you think he'll add on a Stalker with the Mothership core?
Yeah, he may very well just delay the Warp Gate, to be honest.
Okay. All right, so first Reaper's on its way. MVP, definitely a big fan of going 1 Reaper straight up to a factory. Well, expanding with this, of course. Going up to factory starport, Widowmine drops. Yeah. And that also gives him the availability to go over to tanks as well, if necessary.
Yeah. We're actually seeing a Zealot come out right now, so this very much so looks like we're going to see the very defensive Protoss play. Mothership core first, then Warp Gate research, and more than likely skipping the Stalker for now. That Zealot's there just to be able to pick off an engineering bay that gets built at the expansion.
Which is getting built here. If he cancels the Zealot, that would be disastrous for him, but he's going to let it complete.
That's an amazing read by Alicia.
Most but he doesn't know about the engineering bay. He hasn't spotted it. It didn't even go down.
It won't be too big of a deal, just given the fact that the Zealot will be able to kill that off so quickly.
All right, well, in comes the Reaper. He's going to get a probe kill. Mothership core does pop out as we heard it go.
And there's the Reaper. Will immediately be forced to retreat, but could likely just swing around up into the main base and then pull back down to kill off that Zealot.
All right, let's see if he can get another kill here. As MVP tries, he doesn't spot it, or he hasn't spotted the second gas, has to get out there.
That is a very close call.
He is a little bit in the dark to what's going on, but his standard play, as you can see, Factory coming down behind this, will probably aim towards getting the Widowmines. He does love his Widowmine drops. But this engineering bay has delayed the Nexus by a little bit there, like 150 minerals-ish.
Yeah, I mean, it should be pretty reasonable opening for the Protoss player.
Yeah,
right
just
now,
very minute.
Yeah, the fortunate thing is that Protoss does not actually have to spend that much gas getting sentries, just due to the fact that the Mothership core is sort of the do-all structure. So, yep, we see the very common robotics facility. Now, if he is going to play the standard PVT style, he'll get 1 more gateway, and then the 2 forges, and then 2 more gateways, and then the Twilight Council, and then 2 more gateways, and take an expansion. There'll be a Colossus thrown down there, around 10 minutes or so. Very, very, pretty much a regimented structure for Protoss players doing the standard style. It's just so strong.
All right, well, this Reaper's going to make its way back down here, and we'll be able to poke in, pick off a probe potentially. More importantly, pick up the Robo Scout, as Leisha is scouting himself. Goes in, sees the Widowmine, sees the factory and barracks, and the starport.
Oh,
that's a perfect scout there.
It's amazing. Yeah, and we see 2 Stalkers coming out right now. First, the one at the very beginning of the game to deal with the Reaper. then the second Stalker to deal with an attack at the back. This is actually forcing Alicia to build 2 more gateways. Many players want to avoid going up to 3 this early, if
How
they
many
can.
observers do you get? Do you get 2 and 3?
2 straight up.
What about, I mean, you're going to have one in each mineral line, but what about scouting, or do you just not have to scout now?
Oh, I thought you were talking about in the standard play. Standard play
in this game.
I would probably still want to go with 2.
Okay.
You don't exactly need 2 back home. You can get away with 1 for a little while and then 1 a little while later. So we actually see somewhat late 2, what are those things called? Assimilators? There we go. Generally the assimilators, you want them getting down 6:15, 6:30, but these went down at 7. So there we see the Colossus going down. There's the scout. This one observer will be at home to check.
All right, so double barracks coming down. The Starport and Factory back at home are building 2 tech labs with 2 barracks. They can go stim combat shields at the same time. Meanwhile, this double attack is coming out. There's drop going to be in the main base. Already units ready and in place here. Let's see what can be done. He gets one Widow Mine down there.
Nice placement. There's the probe heading up. And here's the second probe. Uh-oh, the probe didn't detonate, which means the mine is not yet quite gone off, and it looks like it will take out a Zealot. Thus far, this has been a quite successful attack for MVP.
And another attack on the natural. The Mothership Core has more than enough energy for a photon overcharge here. It's going to get maybe another probe, or not with the Reaper.
Just going to wait very, very patiently. Preemptive overcharge is one of the biggest errors to make.
Force the photon overcharge there?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's trying to do.
He didn't do it, though.
Yeah. Alicia's too good.
All right, +1 attack is down before stim and combat shields. A new addition to Terran players, actually. Something that's happened in the last couple of months is they get +1 attack before stim. Is why do I need to rush stim out now? As Protoss players aren't really being super aggressive because they get the Mothership Core early.
So you can sprint to the overcharged Nexus and die.
Exactly. So +1 attack down earlier, and that allows them, by the time they normally move out, to have +1 attack and armor at the same time. Which is obviously better because they're starting to take the upgrade leads against Protoss players nowadays.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, you look at Alicia, and from the average Protoss player's perspective, you'd be like, oh god, he's so behind, he's only just now starting his forge. But look at the timer, we're at 10 minutes. 10 minutes is normally when +1 attack is done for Terran, combat shield, end stim, and the medevacs are out. We don't see any of that even close to done. That is what the Widow Mine drops tend to do. It delays everything in the game, but you hope to do a little bit of worker damage.
And he did do not a lot. I think he maybe got 3 to 4 kills. We don't actually have a monitor or a computer of our own. We're just following the Korean observers here. So I'd estimate about 3 to 4 probe kills, I'd say. Maybe the Reaper initially got 1 or 2, and then the Widow Mine 1 or 2.
And again, sort of a hidden edge is the fact that he forced Stalkers to be constructed, which are not really going to be particularly useful, especially considering that we're seeing Zealot Archon, a nice transition.
This is what I thought, or said in the early stages before we got into this, is that Alicia does like to go single Colossus straight over, and he has gone straight over to Zealot, Archon, and Storm. MVP is clueless to this at this point. No idea. Absolutely no idea. He's continuing to build Vikings.
Uh-oh. That is going to be one dead observer very soon. Wow! MVP is normally really prudent about picking those ones off. And it should be the left side expansion coming up for Alicia. That's the correct spot that he wants to be constructing in if he is going for this Zealot Archon style. Zealot Archon really, really bad at defending a whole bunch of or the bottom base as well as the, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep. The 6 o'clock-ish.
Yes, yes.
All right, so Storm is about ready. MVP has been spotted by an observer, and he likewise should have seen the observer. Has his 3rd command center and another couple of barracks coming down, but he's going to poke in here. Photon overcharge and force field. Storm's available as well now.
This is such a brilliant push by MVP. This is genius. I want you to think about the timing of this. Almost always Terrans are trying to do the push at the 10-minute mark. But if you open for Widow Mines, you're delayed till the 12 minutes, which means that you can do this push with just 2 Vikings. You will see definitively if he's going for Colossus or if he's going for High Templar tech.
He managed to get the SCV on that 3rd command center, which is really nice, slowing his opponent down. And this is Alicia's time to go out and take a 3rd base in a couple of seconds. But MVP ideally wants to, slow that down for as long as possible. Yeah,
definitely. Great pickups there by MVP. We see the Colossus starting to get produced right now. I actually think he's probably going to need to begin getting. Ooh.
That's quite a big hit. And a big hit as we do see MVP roll in. But ideally, he's not looking to kill his opponent. He's just getting in there doing damage. Not really doing like chip damage, you could almost say, where he's not allowing Alicia to get out to take a third base. And every second that goes by, MVP's economy becomes stronger. He'll race up in terms of supply. Alicia needs to take a third. Like now, he has to go.
Yeah, you know, the instant those first 2 storms went down, that's probably the big time for the Protoss player to begin going back into Colossus production for 2 reasons. One, yeah, highly likely that MVP is not going to be building a whole bunch of Vikings. If he does, then your storm becomes way too powerful. But more importantly, if for some reason, well, yeah, obviously he's going to be going Ghost. That's the big reason you want to switch back to Colossus to exploit the Ghost tech. But more importantly, even if he doesn't switch back to Ghost very quickly and kind of sticks with the Marine Marauder with Viking style, Storm is going to be excellent in that mix as well. So range and third base is going to be the big goal for Alicia coming up.
When do you think Alicia should add on a second Robo and start to power out Colossus?
I don't think he should until well after his third's done. Okay. I mean, there's really no need to, because 3 to 4 Colossus is a just amazing amount of Colossus if you have a good Zealot count.
Okay. Alright, so Alicia attempting a bit of a double Zealot attack here. Gets 1 or 2 SCVs. Thermalance is on its way, and Colossus production has begun again. No second Robo, though, as mentioned. MVP only get a +2 attack, which is a little bit... There it is. Okay, there's +2 armor.
Yeah.
But Hellbat Edition. Hellbat Edition.
Interesting. You know, I'm kind of the opinion you shouldn't both go for Hellbat and Ghost and try to do these early pushes. Oh, because you're kind of double countering his composition. A lot of Marauders in this mix right now. A nice Storm. Oh, the Vikings fall. Oh, no, that is going to be a disaster. There's the scan. It looks like he doesn't quite see the Colossus count. There's the Ghost moving up. This is going to go so bad for MVP as long as Alicia gets that range upgrade done.
The third base. If MVP's able to snipe this third base, all he needs is a handful of units to go up there. He spreads out. Nice EMP on the Archons.
This is perfect. This is perfect for Alicia. He should have range done right now, but where is the army? Where's the army? Where's the army going? He can pick off that northern half. And there, range is now done, and he has Storm. This is going to be a disaster for MVP if he engages.
MVP does have 200 supply though, 160 to 190. MVP comes in 2 good
storms
by Alicia.
MVP engages and gets punished for his misstep. The range was done. Perfect transitioning by Alicia.
Yeah, great attack there, and he didn't manage to get the Nexus either. It was very close to going down, as we know. 170 hit points. If he'd got that, it may have been, may have been worth it to lose a lot of that army. But now, Alicia keeps his income high. Alicia has a good, strong army. Alicia could beat MVP.
Yeah, I mean, that was brilliant. Getting the Storm up, 4-5 High Templar, cool. You either don't get Ghosts and I have a safe third, or you do get Ghosts and you're going to get crushed by this Colossus transition. That is why I went for that Colossus transition so fast at that seemingly weird time. Uh-oh, MVP looks like he's going to get the third snipe.
Oh, if he can get that snipe and defend at home, MVP's back in this game. He's absolutely back in this game. 3 Marauders, absolutely. Go, 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 go.
Oh my god, he's shooting his simulator. No! And there he is. Now he's shooting the Nexus, but it looks like it will go down.
And now he needs to defend. That was part 1, here's part 2.
But that is a very intimidating army. The Colossus count does not need to be very high to do massive damage, but look at those upgrades on Alicia's army. Unbelievable snapback by Alicia. MVP is looking to be in disaster territory. Alicia, who seems to be MVP's Achilles heel, proves it once again, getting the GG in game number 1.
Alicia fighting! Picks up map number 1 against MVP. Alicia representing America. MVP, aka Jürgen, representing Germany and Europe here in this winner's match. And Alicia takes the first hit.
I mean, that was a really impressive play from Alicia. It's just great defensive-minded play. Storm, Colossus, and I mean, if there is any weak point in any of MVP's setup, then he dies. And the weak point was the Viking count.
It was. The Viking count was low. That engagement by MVP wasn't necessarily the best. Alicia accepted it very well, and then just easily counterattacked. And MVP put a lot into that, didn't even kill the Nexus. And, well, Alicia picks up game number 1 there. Next map is going to be Newkirk. What do you think of this?
Newkirk Precinct is a really tense, tough map in my eyes, because everyone's going to be at that strip up at the top side of the map eventually. So people are going to be kind of dancing back and forth. So we're no doubt going to see a lot of that Colossus Templar versus Ghost Viking. I firmly expect a long game.
Long game?
Firmly.
Okay. We'll see as both of these guys are just getting in here.
Yeah.
A big win, though, for Alicia. I think that's a big confidence win more so than anything because he
Oh,
actually
God,
came,
yeah.
and you were here before, he came and sat next to me on my couch.
Right there.
Right there. He put his bum here, and he talked to me, and he said that, you know, I'm in pretty good shape, but I'm not that good against Terran recently. I haven't played against him. I haven't practiced against him in a long time, and it's MVP. And he said,
Yeah.
wish me luck, and I was like, good luck.
And that's apparently...
And that's what it took.
It was the kiss of Diapollo. All it was necessary.
Sometimes it's the kiss of death, but today it's the kiss of life.
Wow.
I gave him life.
That literally
against MVP.
covers all the possibilities. Oh, sometimes it has an effect and sometimes it does not. And other times they don't understand. But either way, the music lets us know that Newkirk Precinct appears to be good to go.
Yeah.
Alicia, 1 game away from the round of 8.
That would be such a big win for Alicia if he's able to knock down MVP here. He would have to fight up against Ryung or Kang Ho in the final game. So let's find out. Let's load into this next map between these two players. Alicia, Team Axiom versus MVP, a 4-time GSL champion himself. Round of 16, Group B winners match.
Down in the bottom right-hand corner, the lover of the mine drop opening and the King of Wings. It is from Team LGIM, MVP.
MVP, MVP, MVP. The crowd is crazy here. Did you hear that?
Oh, God, it was burning into my ears.
And there's, of course, Alicia. Wearing his double blue, his blue t-shirt or team shirt and his blue jacket and blue headphones as well. Perfect.
But
playing red in game.
Playing red in game, and if he wins this series, he will not be feeling very blue. Said
right.
Day 9 unfunnily.
Do you know what is something else to talk about? It's Stefano's 0-1 versus Alive at this moment.
0-1.
Stefano's facing elimination already.
Wow. I mean, his versus Terran did seem to... Well, I shouldn't analyze that. There. Look, Doe and Montecristo are doing a sensational job commentating.
And you know, now you're not listening to them, you're listening to us because the audio is not doubled anymore. You can actually hear what we're saying.
Unless you're one of those amazing, like, multi-talented people that can have, like, one stream in one ear and one stream in the other ear with your eyes rolled back in your head just seizuring at esports.
I actually done that once before, so let me see. There's nothing happening in this game. let me. So, there was one time I was casting a DreamHack with Grubby, and there was an Intel Extreme Masters going on at the same time, I think it was. And we were in downtime, and we were just talking back and forth, and there was a game going on, because I had the screen of an Intel Extreme Masters game going on, and I knew that we were muted, and that we were just blabbering on, and people had the double screen set up. So I said, Grubby, do you know what we should do? He's like, what? I go, let's look in the camera and wave our arms frantically like this. And we did. And then I said, hello everyone, now welcome back over to the DreamHack stream. I know you just unmuted us to find out why we were waving our arms frantically in the air. I did it. And I pulled their attention back over to us. Even though they couldn't hear me.
Dude, I feel like this is an elaborate version of like what an 8-year-old does in first grade to get attention.
I actually, you see Team America.
Oh, that's one of my favorite movies. America. Oh.
That's what my arms looked like. I was that guy. I was, what's his name?
Wacky Flailing Arm Inflatable Tube Man.
Jerry. Was it Jerry? Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was Wacky Flailing Arm Inflatable Tube Man.
Jerry. God damn it, axe Jerry.
We have a good time on Stream B.
If only there was a camera watching us. You just saw Day 9 do that.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, focus. Focus. All right, so.
Looks like Alicia went for the unitless expand. That's a very, very fast expand timing. MVP went for the 2 Marine, then straight into reactor play. This is a way to get the expansion up quite swiftly.
Stargate coming in.
Okay, what I hope he's going to do is go Oracle and then straight into Robo.
Phoenixes are really cool recently.
Okay, now I know that Oracle into Robo is a pretty standard, solid Stargate opening, but tell me a little bit about the Phoenix
So
play.
the Phoenixes is you come in with the Oracle and you do damage, and then you build up to 4 Phoenixes and then come in, and then switch over to Robo. The Phoenixes keep your opponent back, continue the SUV deaths.
And of course, they're probably encouraged to think, oh, you went Oracle, and now you're not doing anything. I'm going to try to drop, and you can just shut that down easily.
Shut it down.